Welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about my favourite pendant in the world. I'm going to explain why. I'm going to tell you what the energetic frequencies are and why this pendant works so well. I would say that if you are combining crystals together, if you are trying to not only raise your frequency, your vibration, but you're trying to become stronger in mind, body and spirit, this is definitely my number one crystal to wear as a threesome, as a trio. And of course I've named them trios, Moldavite trios they're called. So let me introduce you once again to what I call golden nuggets. There you go. Say hello to the Moldavite trios. So here's a small collection. They're basically like gold dust now. They're becoming harder and harder to create, and unfortunately the costing is becoming more and more intense because of Moldavite. Same goes really for Herkimer Diamond too, to be honest, because Herkimer is becoming more challenging. The mine's been closed for a while. I tried to get hold of the mine a while ago. Difficult, but you know, when you think about this, I don't really think about it like you should think about it. America, the Americas, the Native Americans, this kind of energetic frequency around there of all of the Native Americans that have been so traumatized and basically hard done by really, really badly. Their area of 2 or 3 tribes, this crystal comes from there, the Herkimer Diamond. So there's some great power in this crystal, and I'm sure they know all about this energetic frequency in Herkimer Diamond. Now, as a dealer, which I am now, and a crystal healer, there is a difference between Herkimer from the Ace of Mines and Herkimer from India. They're a different frequency, still beautiful. Herkimer from India is beautiful, really fascinating crystal, but there is a difference in energetic frequency when you work with Herkimer Diamond from the Ace of Mine. So yeah, let's talk about these, shall we? Come a bit closer. Okay, let me show you. This is a brand new Moldavite trio. It's just been finished. I've now put probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours healing energy into this particular crystal, and so on, and the other ones. So what we've got here is a beautiful, polished and selected piece of Tektite from Cambodia. This is really, really nice. I love the energy of it. Beautiful and natural, but it's been slightly polished, so it's been cleansed and cleared in its own unique way, in my way. And then it's been capped. The cap is also beautiful and it's nice and strong. Slightly going up here, we've got the Herkimer Diamond. That is a very powerful crystal in itself, but what it's doing is it's also creating a unique energy to the other 2 crystals, and I call it an amplification frequency. So it amplifies the energy of the beautiful Tektite and the Moldavite from the Czech Republic. So it works so well together, it's unreal. These 3 crystals together work so well. The Moldavite, as you all know, is becoming so expensive now, but I made the decision to buy and create these because they are without doubt my best-selling pendant I've ever created in the decade and a half that I've worked with these. Interestingly enough, somebody sent me a message and said they created their own, and I said, that's amazing. They sent me a picture. It looked awesome. really beautiful. It was in the same position as this, and they actually did the claw setting, and they did the collet setting, and they did the cap setting. They went and found a Moldavite. It took them about, I think, 2 months to find the right Moldavite. Herkimer Diamond was a bit quicker. They found that in a store in LA. And the Tektite, I actually sent them the Tektite. So they created it, and they took it to a jeweler's, a known jeweler who basically made a really good job of it. And I said, if you don't mind, I said, would you be kind enough to tell me what actually it cost you? I know that it took you time and effort to, go here and there and do what you needed to do, but ultimately, what did it cost altogether? The fixing from the jeweler was $230 just to fix it together with the silver. The Moldavite, I think, cost $190. The Herkimer was, I think, 55. I think she said 54. And the Tektite, I gifted her as a gift. So you can see how expensive it is when you create your own. For me, I have tried my best to make it as affordable as possible. So that I stand by every day. However, Moldavite has tripled in value. So let's talk about this crystal. Why do I love this crystal so much? I could talk about it all day. Well, the 3 crystals that I worked with predominantly when I was really doing the work, when I was traveling, Ibiza, Italy, Sweden, I was going all over Europe. And then I started going to Bali, and I was doing the work. And when I was doing the work, this was really predominantly the crystal I worked with. All these 3 together, they were around my neck. So the Herkimer was slightly bigger, doesn't matter. The Tektite was probably twice the size of this. And the Moldavite, I might have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 Moldavites around my neck. These crystals would always be around my neck when I was working with clients, whether it was a group of maybe 50 or 100 or only one client, depending. And I would always use these. They were always my 3 main tools of crystals. I'd have hundreds in my bag, but these were the 3 that would always help me on my psychic, on my intuition, on my healing, and everything else, just to keep me strong. And I felt bloody brilliant when I was working with these 3 crystals. That's one of the reasons why I placed these 3 crystals together. There's something unique about these 3 crystals working together. There's something special. Do you need a big Moldavite? No, you don't. Do you need a big Tektite? No, you don't. Do you need a big Herkimer? No, you don't. It's preference. So down here I'm looking at this one, which is slightly longer. People who have issues with stress, worry, fear, and if it attaches to them, then some people like the longer one so they can hold it, or they can wear it lower on their stomach. That then absorbs that negative energy. If you're feeling a little bit heavy in your heart, you would raise it slightly so that the Tektite will absorb there. If you're getting a headache or issue or anything of stress, then you would lay down and you would just massage, or you'd hold it and just kind of just massage like this and rub around. So it doesn't really matter the shape. Some people like the smaller ones because it still works well and they just want to conceal it. So they'll wear a smaller one, still equally as powerful and amazing. So you would wear it low or high, any way you want. Healers, practitioners like them slightly bigger, like I said, to hold. So they just like them that way. A lot of people like them bigger and bigger and bigger, and a lot of people like them smaller, smaller and smaller. So it doesn't matter, they're still beautiful. So you can see how gorgeous they are. Always be aware that when it's on a claw fitting, you can get the claw, and you can, if you're if you're in a bad place where you're stuck here or stuck on something, it can pull out. So be aware and treat them with respect. I have one which is now over, I think, 2 years old, and it's still perfect because I treat it well and look after it as my best friend. Everybody knows that I wear the trio for the past years. I don't normally take it off. I normally keep them on if I'm doing any kind of meditation, any kind of psychic work, mediumship. I don't really like to call it all those things, but if I'm trying to attune to my higher self and to connect to what's called source or a spirit world, the trio has always been my number one go-to, always. This trio outsells any of my crystals 1,000 to 1 because they work in tandem. So if you're going to talk to people about crystals, it's good to talk to people who have done the work. My work has been a decade and a half of constant, every day, getting up in the morning, going to work, getting there at either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, one-to-ones all day long till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And sometimes when I'm working with clients who are in America, in Hollywood, I'm there later or earlier, depending on the time difference. That was my work constantly. So I offer this crystal because it is probably the number one crystal if you want to get into that kind of work. If you are somebody who wants to attune to something in your life that you really don't know how to, this is the crystal. This is the crystal, because this brings you to a new energetic frequency, a new vibration. It brings you to something that you vibrate of a level of seeing, feeling, and all your senses heighten, all of them, with wearing this crystal. That's why I swear blind, I just love them. And you saw me, I was devastated when I couldn't get them. I struggled to get the Moldavite. I was devastated because I have so many, literally thousands. I have sold thousands of this particular threesome together. This trio sells and sells. Why? Because it works. It works. And the proof is in the pudding. I have literally thousands of testimonials of people saying, I can't believe how amazing these 3 crystals are. And people like to go and hunt them themselves and find them, and they tell me, they share the story of the Herkimer, the Tektite, and the Moldavite. And of course Moldavite is a Tektite too, but it's unusual. It is a frequency like no other crystal. I've worked with so many. People were begging me to use or to try Libyan desert. It's great, it's fantastic, it's amazing, but it does not come close to Moldavite. It doesn't come anywhere near. People are telling me to use certain crystals for clearing negative energy away. There's nothing in my world that comes anywhere near to Tektite. Nothing. It's the absorber of all crystals. And Herkimer Diamond, for that clarity, for that power it has to strengthen all the crystals around you as well as yourself, because that's what it's doing. Herkimer Diamond strengthens you. It's incredible. Moldavite opens you up to extraterrestrial energy. What is that? Is that, that's got something to do with aliens? No, it hasn't. Extraterrestrial energy, in my opinion, is forces, is spirits, is non-humans energetic frequency that we don't hold. So you are now getting into a new frequency. It's incredible. And like I said, I've been writing a book now for years, and every time I think I've nearly finished, Moldavite changes its structure, its power, and you're like, okay, I'm writing like a new book again, because all the time Moldavite is changing frequencies to the energetic frequency of this universe, this planet, this cosmos, the stars. It changes with it. I'm going to share a little story with you guys, which is fascinating. I once met a man who told me a story a long time ago, and that story was he lived in the time where there was a kind of a war and things were happening in the Czech Republic, And he told me the story about a huge truckload of army men with big trucks. And what they did was they scooped up basically a huge field in Bessanitz, huge. They scooped it all up. And they scooped it up and they were offered a reward. And they said that they'd look after the village in one way or another. The Russian army took it all away and was never seen again. Nobody's ever heard of it again. The question is, why would the Russian army scoop up Moldavite, especially one particular field which was predominantly the most beautiful Moldavite, which was the Bessanitz Moldavite, most beautiful? Why would they do that? There's something in Moldavite that these people know. And that's why when I first touched a piece of Moldavite, I elevated. I lifted off the ground. You might not have seen me lifting off the ground, but I felt my body lifting off the ground. I knew at that point that this is an unusual crystal, that no other crystal has this power of changing your frequency so quickly and changing your structure and how you feel. It's incredible. And that was the beginning of my journey with Moldavite. And I've done thousands of videos on Moldavite. And I have worked with Moldavite every day nearly. I've got it everywhere, all around. Anywhere you see, I've got Moldavite, always. So here, some little fragments of Moldavite. I work with them to see how they work on my meditation night. Tiny fragments of Moldavite. Another piece here, which is a rare piece. I was gifting it away to a friend. They haven't contacted me since, but this is because of the Tektite. Anyway, this is another piece of Tektite from a different part of the world. But any more Moldavite? I normally have tons of Moldavite. Here's a piece of Libyan desert that I'm working on at the moment. Fantastic stuff, absolutely fantastic, amazing, but not like Moldavite. People laugh at me, but this is a piece that I work with. Look how small it is. Look, it's a piece I work with. It's called a petite. I work with this because it helps with my eyes, so I can place it on my eyes. My third eye, I place it on my body. I place it on points and work with it that way. Another piece here in my hand, a piece of Moldavite. So I've always got pieces of Moldavite that I work with constantly. And when I finish working with them, I send them off to Bali and get them mounted. Here's another piece. I know you can't see it properly, but I work with it all the time. All the time. It's everywhere. But like I said, I bought a bulk load a long time ago, and now I've just about run out. And because I run out, I didn't have enough to be able to make these beautiful trios. But then I had to, and I bought and spent a lot of money investing in these trios, but they are gorgeous. They're exquisite. And you won't find anything like this anywhere else in the world. That's why they're the only ones. Let's have a big smile, Marky Mark. Big smile. That's the screenshot. So some people love them in this kind of look. Look how beautiful that is. Some people like them like that. Some people like them in beautiful pointers. They're gorgeous. Some people like the smaller bombs. I understand that. They're gorgeous. The smaller bombs are amazing. Some people like them thin and long, like that. Beautiful. Some people like them slightly different. So you can see look how different that is. Not like a teardrop. It's not like a bomb. It's just unusual shape. Some people love that. Again, some people like them as pointers as well. So they can use them as pointers and massage and work with them and so on. So I try my best to listen to my clients. Mark, I like the Moldavite in collect set, so they're nice and safe. I did it. I've done it. I listened to you. I listened to you all. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at this size of the teardrop. Is that gorgeous? The Moldavite doesn't have to be huge. The Moldavite is powerful. It doesn't matter what size it is. So there you go. I could talk about this pendant for probably a month, and I mean that. I could talk about it for a month, but I said I'd only do like videos of 10 minutes. This has gone well over 10 minutes. I think it's about 20 now. But suffice to say, this is without doubt my number one pendant of all time, of any crystal that I've ever worked with. These three together are absolutely magnificent, and they're changing frequency every day. They're becoming more powerful and more amazing, and the messages I receive from people's trios is mind-blowing. I wear one nearly every day, and the reason why is because it keeps me in amazing energy, mind, body, spirit. No doubt. It's the best crystal I've ever worked with as three together. I hope it serves you well. They are now going to go on to the website. Please don't get upset because I only have a minimum number of these, and we've got a massive waiting list. And we've told everybody, look, we cannot individually send you one of these. They will be put up on the website from today or tomorrow. Keep an eye on the website, and if one touches you, it's there, and then you can place your order. We don't take orders because it's just too difficult for our staff. So please enjoy them, and we'll be uploading around 10 a day for the next, I think, 20 days, something like that. Okay, wish you all a lovely day, and thank you so much, and there you are!